Hello and welcome to Saved Not Scammed, where we expose manipulation, uplift the truth, and where we remember Jesus didn't need an upline, so neither do you. My name is Kayla, and I am a self-proclaimed baby Christian, and I'm also a consumer of anti-MLM content. I've been a consumer of anti-MLM content since the dawn of time. With that being said, in that space, I found the faith manipulation tactics that many MLM representatives would use to be, quite frankly, the most egregious and the most difficult thing for me to comprehend as a Christian. I wanted to come onto the beautiful World Wide Web and create a space where we can take a deeper look at their claims. What are they saying? Challenge their thoughts, my thoughts. The goal is to strengthen our faith and our connection with our higher power. Please do me a huge favor and subscribe right now. What are you waiting for? Subscribe. I have 0, and all I want is 6. Why aren't you a part of the solution and not the problem? Ooh. I really want to hear your commentary on this. As a baby Christian, I want to hear and absorb everything that I absolutely can. I want you to educate me. Tell me your own experience. Let me know what's going down. What is the hips to the happening? I am still fresh. I'm still learning. I really just wanted to come at this from a perspective of a Christian to other Christians and calling out some of this BS, to be honest. A lot of it's BS. So please, give me a little subscriber. I do not request that you push the bell icon because I personally like to protect my peace and not have any notifications on. So you do you, boo. If you do want notifications of when I post a new video, you most certainly can push the bell icon below. But no pressure. No high sales pressure tactic in here. All right. Oh, and thumbs up if you like the new space. Shout out to the hubs for helping make it happen. Shout out to my mom for watching my daughter over the weekend so that we could work super hard on this. And shout out to me and my big old guns for screwing some things together. It was pretty impressive, not gonna lie. Today we have an episode, our very first episode of MLM Devotionals that we didn't ask for. Okay? This is a series I wanted to start where we just find lots of examples of faith manipulation out on the wild, out on social media, and we just react to them and their craziness. Just a quick note, everything that is said here today on this video is all my own opinion. All the content that is shown is under fair use. It was all public information. It was all publicly accessible. And thus, all this content is used under the fair use for commentary, education, and critique. So sit back and relax because today is our very first episode of MLM Devotionals that we didn't ask for. Okay, for our first video, I'm going to come off right off the bat and give a trigger warning for substance abuse. She says, at 27, I found myself living a toxic lifestyle, addicted to Adderall and running my soul and body into the ground. I had an extremely lucrative career in mortgages, but I was abusing my Adderall prescription to keep up with my job, and I ended up developing an addiction. I prayed a prayer one night in 2017, feeling so lost and hopeless. I had started to believe this lie that the only reason I was successful in my career was because of the Adderall. So I asked God to give me an opportunity I could be good at just by being me. A few weeks later, a girl I had gone to high school with sent a DM on Instagram letting me know about this opportunity in affiliate marketing. I blew her off, thinking there was no way I would ever do anything like that. Fast forward to March 2018, my Adderall addiction had become so bad I decided I needed professional help. So I checked myself into rehab for 10 days. While I was at rehab, I completely broke down. I was so humbled, and for the first time in so long, I could hear God so clearly. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that the opportunity I had been approached with was the answer to my prayer. When I got back from rehab, I took massive action. I broke all ties with my toxic lifestyle. I moved in with my parents at 28 years old, quit my job and mortgages, and started my online business. 5 years later into that business, I can tell you without fail that this is and was the answer to my prayer, and it changed my life forever. Heart. All right, so a little bit about me, and this is still going to continue on to substance abuse trigger warning, is that I am an alcoholic, and I'm very open about that. I'm still actually in early recovery. I went to rehab. I did intensive outpatient. I'm still in outpatient. That means I have therapy 3 days a week, 2 times group therapy, 1 time individual therapy. So anyone who goes through that, and I have a soft place in my heart for, because first off, it's a really misunderstood disease. Second off, most of the time we feel more understood by those who have also been through addiction. So I'm very proud of her for doing what she did and seeking professional help, and for going through all of that and not looking back. That's not to say that anyone who relapses has failed in any way. Once again, if you have been through addiction, which I've relapsed before, you know that that's just a part of the journey. So there's absolutely no shame in that. But good job for her for doing this. With that being said, I understand what she's talking about with understanding and hearing God so clearly, because I had a spiritual experience in rehab. What that means can mean something very different to a lot of different people. In fact, in a very popular substance abuse literature, they talk about the spiritual experience and what that can look like for different people. And there's oftentimes referred to as like the burning bush moment, or sometimes it's a slow progression of things to just happen over time. I had kind of both experiences, and whether you believe in that or not, regardless, is that if you're feeling touched by a higher power, awesome. I love that for you. The problem that I see here is that you're telling me that the big old God say, you know what, girlfriend? I think she's in Monat, I want to say. Monat is your answer to your prayer. Scamming people, in my opinion. Their own income disclosure statement absolutely shows that they are not a lucrative business for the vast majority. And I understand that for the 1%, they might think that it's a miracle and they might think that it's great. Yeah, but you did that on the backs of 99% of the people under you. What would Jesus do? All right, let's move on. So down below in her caption, she says, God didn't mess up when he made you, sis. He knew exactly what he was doing. You are a masterpiece. You may have lost your way and made some mistakes, but no matter how messed up you think your life or situation is right now, God can make that and make it into something beautiful. He took me in my brokenness and my seed of faith, and 5 years later turned it into over 40K lives changed from me saying yes to the business and counting. You matter. You are not far gone. And your next chapter is going to be so much greater than the last. Opportunity knows neither rich nor poor, your background nor your age. It is not a riddle, much less luck. It is simple. Opportunity is for whoever takes it. Lightning emoji. Yeah. Hashtag Monat, hashtag affiliate marketing, hashtag Christian entrepreneur. Another thing, you're not an affiliate marketer. Monat currently is, and the way that she's pitching it, with the 40K people under her, I would assume that she's not just doing, I think they have an affiliate section of it, but I assume she's not just doing that. Christian entrepreneur, you are not an entrepreneur if you are a literal just contracted employee. You're just a contracted salesperson, if that. I have shared before that I worked 10 years in sales, over 10 years in sales. And guess what? We got paid an hourly wage on top of our commissions. So every single time that we helped someone, whether they said yes or no, because the company cared that all of their customers were treated well, whether they were, not a customer at all, just people in general came in, that they were treated well. Of course, there was, quotas, and you had to meet those in order to maintain your job. But overarchingly, they paid you for all of your time. During this time that she made this video, she might say, oh, I made passive income, but she wasn't actually paid by Monat to make this video. Monat didn't say, if you put out a 30-second talking about us and the opportunity, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars. No, she did this for free in the hopes that this, in my opinion, faith manipulation would garner some type of feeling, emotion, stir it up. Maybe this is my calling. Boogie, listen right now. It is not your calling. And let's take this one step further. I want to bring up, I think I'm using my daughter's tablet because, So she says 40,000 people just because she said yes. So she's saying that she has 40,000 people underneath her. Let's go to Monat income disclosure statement. 2024. The average work year is, this includes vacation time, which they're not getting. This includes sick time, which they're not getting, is 2,080. So I'm still being very kind about this. We'll go all the way up to managing market builder, which is $10,926 per year divided by 2080. So that's $5.25 per hour at the maximum. And that's only 0.39% of the company. Okay. For the mass majority of them, 94.27, and I will put it, hopefully I'll be able to put it on the screen right here. 94.27% of them are making $131. Let me tell you what that is hourly. That is 6 cents. Obviously, not all of them are working full time. And a lot of times they'll say, oh, it's just in pockets of your day. If you really add up those pockets of your day, if you really add up the amount of Zoom calls, the amount of time that you're talking with them, the amount of time that you're making content, the amount of time you're editing content, the amount of time that you are on those, did I already say Zoom calls? The amount of time that you are, even just like going and searching on the website, trying to find the next thing that you're going to purchase. All of that time adds up. And I can tell you that I guarantee a large portion of them are spending at least 10 to 20 hours a week, right? That's just what I can think of in my head. Once again, my opinion. So let's say they're just doing 10 hours per week times 52 weeks per year. That's still 520. That puts them at 25 cents per hour. 94.27%, even if they just work 10 hours a week in the pockets of their day, are making 25 cents per hour at just 10 hours per week. So Out of those 40,000 people, let's see how many people you have underneath you, lady, making 25 cents per hour, which is egregious in my opinion. But wait, God says this might be the right answer for you. Times 0.9427. Chelsea Coleman, you have scammed, in my opinion, 37,708 people into making 25 cents per hour on the guise that they would make more money, that they would change their lives, and that this was part of God's plan for them. Whether you said that to all 40,000, whether you pitch that to your downline to then pitch that to them, whether you set the precedence and the example of how to gain affiliates and gain market partners, I'm saying you are guilty by association and the impact that you've had on that downline as the upline. There's no bosses in MLMs or whatever you want to call these things these days, social networking, whatever you want to call it. But absolutely, uplines have a huge impact on their downlines. That's why they get paid for them. If you didn't have an impact, you wouldn't get paid, right? So, with that being said, 37,708 people. I hope you remember them next time you pray for their financials. And I will tell you, I want to bring it up. ChatGPT, ChatGPT, where are you? I miss you, and I need you. If you haven't noticed, I'm no longer in a garbage sty. I convinced my husband to, convinced him, he was like all on board, but finally to make the office somewhere that we can be proud of. Do I still have an electric bike to my left? Do I still have golf clubs to my right? Absolutely. Do I still have 2 carts full of crap I need to go through? Absolutely. But we spent all weekend working hard to make this a space that not only can I work my side business from, which is not an MLM, but also so that I can film from, and so that I can also attend some of my classes in. So super excited about that. All right. What I was going to say about that is I hope that you pray for them. I hope you pray for those people and their financials. And I hope that one day you see the light. I hope that one day you recognize what is blatantly in front of your face on Monat's own website. That's what I hope. Will it happen? Who knows? Who knows? Okay. We are moving on. Once again, I had quite a bit from this lovely lady, and I did report quite a bit of this because if you don't know, you are not allowed to make income statements that are not typical. You're not allowed to make income statements, according to the FTC, that are not reflective of what a typical person would make for that opportunity. And by saying that you can, we'll just watch this video and I'll explain it some more if you don't already know. You're like, girl, I know. Maybe you don't. Things by Monat bonus check helped pay for this month: our summer kitchen build out, our boat payment, our mortgage, 1-year-old's birthday party, our car payment for our Escalade. Like, she's going out of her way to say that it's an Escalade, which we know is an expensive car. And a boat payment. Girl, And she just said this month. This month. She said mortgage. I can't imagine a house being under $1,000 per month. That house is most likely well over 2, 3, 4. I don't know, but I'm just going to say over 1 once again to be very kind. Very, very, very kind. All right. The average that makes $1,000 a month is that managing market builder. Sorry, 0.66%. Managing market builder. Now, when you add that up, she's in the top 1.21% minimum. That is the managing market builder that's average monthly gross earnings is $911. In order to get the car, though, I think she has to be an associate. Compensation plan. Let me just check. Motor club bonus starts at market mentor. Okay, so she has to be at least a market mentor if she's a part of that. If she is, in fact, a market mentor and that Escalade that we saw is part of their motor club program, then that means she's in the 0.26% of the company. Wonder if it says on our Instagram. I don't really care. That's a violation of the FTC's guidelines, and that is an income claim that does not have, and I made sure I checked the comments. I made sure to listen to the audio and to check the caption, which we're going to see right now. It says, eternally grateful for God leading me to this business opportunity over 5 years ago. Remember, you are always just one decision away from a completely different lifestyle. Heart hands, #Monat, #Monat effect, #network marketing. God did not lead you to scam 99+% of the people in your downline. And remember, when I say scam, I mean you are leading people to believe that they can have a potentially summer kitchen build out, that they can have a boat. Nowhere on here does she say results not typical. Nowhere on here does she include the income statement that says that the exact information that I'm giving you. Nowhere in here does she say that this is even at the bare minimum the FTC says you have to put, skill based. Nowhere, which is not skill based, because I've heard people work very hard. I've seen people work extremely hard and get paid nothing. So God is telling you to mislead, on your own words, thousands of people. Because once again, it's a trickle-down effect. So even if you touched 100, then they touched 100, then they touched 100, #pyramid scheme, right? Which, touch is a bad word to use it. But I mean, you affected them with your misleading information. You trained your downline. You gave them this example of this is what you show. This is the type of social media you have, where you do not follow Monat's own policies and procedures. You completely disregard that. You disregard the FTC. Completely disregard that. But God led you to do that. You know what, Chelsea? I find that highly improbable, and I find it, quite frankly, disgusting that you would use God in that way. So you know what I say? Knock it off. I took a picture of the comments just to verify, because once again, I did report this, to verify that she did, in fact, not include any. She didn't even pin the comment, that says, here's the FTC guidelines or the income disclosure statement, or any of that information. All right. Next one, I am just going to read it to you. This is from her as well. This is Chelsea, the same one that we've reviewed, but we just went over. She's posting an old one of her just starting out her Monat products. It says, go-to styling products. Remember, she had previously said that she went to rehab in March of 2018 for 10 days. So shortly thereafter, she starts Monat. And it says, she doesn't know it yet, but in a few years from now, the business she is building at her parents' house will grow into a multi-million-dollar online business. She will meet her husband because of the business and will help women all over the world. Once again, multi-million-dollar business. Absolutely nothing in the comments, nothing in the caption that says results not typical. Please see Monat's income disclosure statement. Nothing. Based off skill. Nothing. Okay? Number one. Number two, will help women all over the world. Sure, you might have helped 0.26 of them. How many of them are making just minimum wage? And minimum wage is different everywhere. I'm in California, so minimum wage is quite high. It's $15, $15.50. Times $15.50. So I'm going to use that. Okay, so that's $32,000. So annual earnings, that would be between a market mentor and associate. So I will just include market mentor in app because that's like a decent wage. It's $55,000 a year. If you're like changing their lives instead of just having them make minimum wage, which they could get walking down the street, right? That's a good quality job. $55,000. So the amount of people that she is helping to make that amount of money potentially is the 0.26. So let's see, 40,000 times 0.2026. You helped 100 people make a normal wage. And you didn't per se directly do it for them. They also put in lots of time, in work, in energy. And thankfully, they either had a good following already, they had pretty privilege, they had a parent or a sister or someone who was like, hey, I'll help you out. There's a bunch of other factors that go into it. But only out of those 40,000 women, only 100 people have like a decent, regular, everyday job making $26.59 per hour. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is their gross earnings. This is before taxes, obviously, and per se we could do that. But let's talk about a couple different things. What else does a quality job that you're working 40 hours a week do for you? And I absolutely understand working at home with your babies, being able to travel, go wherever. I totally get that that is a huge seller for some people. There's a million jobs you can do that do allow for that, though. Not pitching your product that allegedly has negative reactions for some people. She has a video about that too. Hopefully I saved it. Sick time, vacation time, disability, short-term and long-term, 401k matching, pension plan, paid holidays. I'm sure that there's something else that I'm missing, but ultimately, that's all to say that there is so much more that a typical 9 to 5 can give you. That can be a huge blessing. Oh, healthcare. There's so much more that can be a huge blessing to your family from a 9 to 5 than just the money. So although this might 0.26, 104 people might have equivalent, you might have helped 100 ladies all over the world, presumably, allegedly. But in addition to that, you also have to think about those 104, those super successful top 0.26%, not 26%, 0.26, less than 1%. They don't have all those things that I just mentioned with Monat. And also there are companies that help you pay for your car and have incredible discounts and don't require you to buy anything per month. I worked for many companies that I got 50% off all the time. And I was not pressured to buy anything. Okay. All right, Chelsea, you got any more for us, girl? What does this comment say? Also, just a reminder, pretty pretty privilege is a thing. She's absolutely stunning. I don't want to take away from, the fact that she creates good content. She's beautiful. And I love that she is open about sharing her story with addiction. I think that that's incredible. But the not following FTC guidelines, the not following her own company's policies and procedures, and the blatant misrepresentation of what Monat can do for you to, in her words, 40,000 women that just because she said yes are now in the business, assuming that's her downline, which once again, she didn't per se necessarily talk to individually, but the upline does have an effect on them. So for those 37,000 plus people, and those 37,000 were just the ones that were making barely anything. I think you're doing them a huge disservice. And I think that not only do I think that it's criminal, I think that this is a scam. And I think that and hope that Monat is called out for being a pyramid scheme. But in addition to that, you are hurting those women. And I do not think hurting women or men. And I do not think that God would have wanted that. But who am I? I'm not God. Another one from Chelsea. I knew there was more from Chelsea. The little girl in me, when I tell her God blessed us with a multi-million-dollar online business where we help other women win too. Same thing. There's nothing here. In 2017, I prayed a prayer out of desperation, asking God to give me an opportunity I could be successful at without taking Adderall. There's lots that you can do without it. And I know that when you come out of addiction, it feels like, gosh, I can't do anything. I know that I was so scared to do anything because I was like, what if that stresses me out and causes me to relapse? That is so stressful and it's a genuine concern. But you can do it. And with the proper professional help, you can absolutely do anything you want to do other than using. I mean, free country, do whatever you want. I had a successful career in corporate America, but unfortunately I had developed a full-blown addiction to Adderall, and I tied my success to this pill. I wanted to be successful just by being me, by being the woman God created me to be. A few weeks later, a girl I went to high school with slid into my DMs on Insta presenting this business opportunity. I immediately said no thanks. So she got a hey hun from a high school. For 6 months, I sat on the fence watching her journey, and I was intrigued, but I still didn't say yes. In 2018, my Adderall addiction was at the breaking point, and I decided to check myself into rehab for 10 days for my Adderall addiction. When I was there, the Holy Spirit made it very clear to me that this opportunity I had been presented with was the answer to that prayer. Once I was done with rehab, I took drastic action. I quit my job and mortgages to cut all ties with the Adderall, moved in with my parents at 28, ended a long-term relationship, and signed up with this beauty business. I had no idea what I was doing, just going all in on faith that this was the answer to my prayer. Next month, it'll be 7 years with this company, and God continues to answer that prayer to this day. He has blessed me with a multi-million-dollar business, and we are just getting started. If you're 18 plus in Germany, Belgium, UK, Canada, US, Ireland, Poland, Spain, Lithuania, France, Australia, or New Zealand, the same opportunity I was presented with is available for you too. You can win here too, just by being the woman God created you to be, while helping other women win too. We just established you are not helping other women win. You are, in my opinion, helping them stay in poverty. You are helping them to be delusional. Most of these women, in my opinion, are in a vulnerable position. And I'm going to continue to say women because she's saying women, so obviously that's her target audience. most of the time, and by even just exposing this, they do this a lot. Aaron Bees and Julie Joe and DC, they all do such a great job of explaining this tactic that they use, where they say how downtrodden they were and how this just like lifted them up, and it gives the people watching this hope. Gosh, that could be me one day. Oh my gosh, I'm downtrodden. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling with addiction. I'm struggling with substance abuse. What do I do? This could be me in 5 years. Multi-million. I mean, you see multi-million, you see addict. You're like, woo, sign me up. I'd love to go from an addict to a multimillionaire. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't if that's really their situation or something similar? But the real life fact is that that is not likely to happen in any stretch of the imagination. Not only that, but the market is so saturated. Here she is again. Gosh, I was really on Chelsea's stuff, man. Let's play it.
Courtney, you have a really big spot on the top of your head. Look down. Courtney, oh my God, I'm afraid for your life. Have you seen that?
No, but I feel it. It's a hole in my
Courtney.
head. I swear it's from my ponytail in New York. It was so tight
Courtney,
that I had
your
a
hair
bump
is
on my
gone.
head like this.
You're bald. Courtney, you have to go to the hospital right now.
I'm not going to the hospital.
She said, I guess joke's on us because it's actually done the complete opposite. We have more hair than ever. Nail emoji. P.S. One of us is 2 years postpartum and the other is 8 months postpartum. Sunglass emoji. If a woman or man, if anyone loses their hair, that can be a huge, huge shot to their confidence, their how they look at themselves. It takes forever to grow back. To sit here and make a joke about something that there is, let me see if the hundreds of customers came forward claiming that the products had hair loss, scalp irritation, was causing bald spots, rashes, itching. They did settle the class action lawsuit. They did not admit to any wrongdoing. They agreed in that class action lawsuit to improve transparency in advertising, change how they handle customer complaints, and possibly pay out certain claims through settlement amounts that were not widely publicized. Monat denied all wrongdoings and claimed the products were safe. They said many complaints came from improper use or people with pre-existing conditions. With that aside, to make fun, because this is making fun, of people who are saying, I know my hair, I know my body, hundreds of people saying that this caused something, for me, whether Monat said yes it doesn't or no it didn't, it's still, in my opinion, in poor taste. It really is. And if you've experienced hair loss, whether it's postpartum or due to cancer treatment or a disease or for an unknown reason, you would absolutely never make this kind of comment because it can absolutely just tear at one's self-esteem. So I don't like this whatsoever, and I think it's nasty. I think you're nasty. Here she is again. We went from feeling silly posting on social media to making millions of dollars in the online beauty space, helping other women win. Heart. Down below, it said, 7 years ago, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And here we are 7 years later with a multi-million-dollar business. You can do this too, sis. You just have to start. Sparkle emoji. A situation where she was not accurately following her company's policies and procedures, and she did violate FTC's guidelines. This next one, point of view, you went from living at your parents' fresh out of rehab for Adderall to paid for trips with your beauty business. Put, hi babes, I'm Chelsea. For the last 6 years, I've been partnered with a global beauty brand that has allowed me to make over $3 million in commission, be a working stay-at-home mama, and help women all over the world earn extra income. Some have even earned millions in commission too. When I started this business, I was fresh out of rehab for my Adderall addiction and moved in with my parents. Now, in parentheses, all glory to God, my life has completely changed and our company spoils us with brand trips. Parentheses, like the one we're on right now in Miami. Heart eyes emoji. If you're looking for a way to make an extra income and also get faith-based mentorship, this could be the answer to your prayers. I am looking for the next wave of women to mentor and help change their lives like this changed mine. If you love Jesus, love beauty, hair care, skin care, and wellness, and want to grow your income, this could be for you, heart eye emoji. What you get when you partner with me. Uncapped income potential. TikTok Shop affiliate program, car bonuses, multiple trips a year, premium consumable products, earn up to 45% commission, open in 12 countries, ground level opportunity, can earn equity shares in the company, in parentheses. Ground level opportunity? So, disclaimer, I use ChatGPT for nearly everything. It is my AI BFF, and I asked it, what does ground level opportunity mean? And it said, is MLM speak for get in now before everyone else does, with an alarm emoji. Here's what it really means. What they're trying to say is this company is new or just starting to grow. So if you join early, you'll be at the top of the pyramid and make a lot of money when others join after you. It plays on FOMO and the appeal of being an early adopter or insider. What it often actually means is the company is unproven, possibly unstable or shady. There's no guarantee of long-term success. You'll likely be doing more work to build interest or credibility. It's high risk, high hype move, especially in MLMs. Translation: ground level opportunity equals you'll do all the work while we profit from the people you recruit later. That's hilarious. Okay. Let's see. Oops, where did we go? Oh. Love me some ChatGPT. So I don't know what she's talking about though, because Monat has been around for quite some time. It is no longer ground level opportunities, whether you can get equity shares in the company with little asterisks around it. I doubt she puts a little, she didn't even put what the asterisk potentially means down below. So good job. When I say good job, I mean that sarcastically. In the middle of a global expansion, skincare, makeup, hair care, wellness, rank bonuses, European standards, setup systems, debt-free company, no inventory needed, your own website, one-on-one mentorship with a 7-figure earner, $2,125 in guaranteed bonuses when you hit the requirements within your first 60 to 90 days. If you're located in any one of these places, this could be for you, sis. I hate how she calls everyone sis. I'm not your sister, okay? Click the work with me form in my bio to chat and see if this might be a good fit. If you love Jesus, you should join my company. If I love Jesus, in my opinion, I should read his word and follow what he says for me to do. And I do not think that it's a scam thousands of people. No thanks. All right. Next one, whole new lady. She's also an influencer. Her name is Hannah, either Lachey or L. Ashe. Not quite sure. My very first headshot, I feel so professional and successful. I'm going to give God praise right now for what he has done for me and how far he's brought me. I'm halfway to over 100,000 club, and just a year ago, last month, I went all in. I posted my first hair reel January 4th, 2024, praying for God to change my situation. An RN working long 12-hour night shifts every week and working my Monat business too. This wasn't easy, but nothing in life is ever easy. Giving up wasn't an option. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom helping other girls too. My new goal is to help so many other women do what I did. And the hair. Swipe to see my hair right before I started the products. It was below my chest area and now it's past my behind. I always prayed for that too. Most of the time, my hair doesn't even fit in the camera now. Not only is this compensation plan amazing, but so is the products. I've had haters comment on my reels saying this is a scam, saying the products don't work. The haters obviously don't understand network marketing or scalp health. Emoji. If you're ready to go all in, no matter what it takes, if you're ready to start your journey and you are willing to give the products a chance to work, then you could potentially change your life here and you'll have your dream hair too. Just put God first always and watch him work. I just need God as my hair care. A little pump of Jesus. Ooh, 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 ooh. Little pump of the Holy Spirit. Little pump of G-O-D. G-O-D. Luscious hair down to my behind. Let's see. Network marketing can give any person a chance to succeed and change their life. It's a beautiful thing. I wish I knew before. Monat has taught me resilience, picking myself back up when I feel defeated, starting again when I felt like I failed. It has shown me what it truly means to be successful and how to gain success and have an entrepreneur mindset. Truly, you are your own worst enemy. If you are tired of trading your time for money, I'd love to help you. There's no requirements. You'll get a $150 gift card to spend on more products and my exclusive mentorship and training. Comment info and I'll send the info over. If you're seeing my hair transformation and just wanting to be my customer and try the products, I'd be more than happy to help you get started. Comment hair and I'll send you info on my routine and how I can save you 70% off right now. 70% off, I guarantee you, is by starting that thingamabobber, doing the kit, the starter kit. All right, I have a fresh monk fruit Red Bull. I love the monk fruit one. Not too sweet, like it doesn't taste like the artificial like sweetness. Thumbs up. Okay, this one is an Arbonne Hun. Says, it's usually right in the messy middle that God shows up and shows off. Sparkle emoji. Today is a big day, greater than my girls and I. Why would you use a greater than? Oh, it's like an arrow. My girls and I hit the top 2% in the company. At least she's giving her downline credit because that's who's getting you there, girlfriend. 4 months ago, I walked into a Christian women's conference certain that I was going to walk away being one of the ones who didn't see a change because I already believed. That weekend changed my life. It helped me see just how selfish I was being, how I was keeping myself from God and wasn't allowing Him to work in my life. I wasn't working to show Him I was a good child. Because I read my daily devotional every day, He showed me just how good I could feel if I let go and let God. Less than 2 months later, I took a leap of faith and left my steady business because I couldn't deny how I was feeling, unfulfilled in what I felt God wanted me to do, share and serve. I didn't know why, but God did. 2 months ago today, I said yes to partnering with Arbonne. Share products I love, how they made me feel, and how they felt like home, to being able to serve fully in what I wanted. I took a leap of faith, unsure who would join me, who would trust me, and who would still believe in me, but God did. It's been 2 months of literally lighting my heart on fire, sharing my joy, sharing more about God than I ever have, boldly talking about my faith and getting to share about my daily life and products with you all. 2 months of building an incredible team of women who are on fire for sharing and serving. I knew this would be a change. I had no idea how much, but God did. Sparkle emoji. Today, my girls and I are officially RVP. Let's see. Okay, RVP stands for Regional Vice President. And let's see. Interesting. It looks like there's 5 main. Goes for consultants, $77 annually. And that is 85.3% of all the home dogs. So if you don't know the difference between average and median, or you just need a quick little jog of memory, average is where you add them all up and divide them by the number that you added up. So for example, if there's 5 people making various amounts, you add all of them up and divide by 5. Now, median is where you lay out all of them in order from smallest to largest, and you choose the one right in the middle. That would be the third one. And whatever that is, that's the median. And typically, the reason why we like to see median instead of average is because there can be huge outliers that are going to completely disrupt. Maybe someone made a ton of money. So even though you've got 0, 0, 0, 0, 100, the average would say everyone made $20, whereas the median would say $0. So what's great about Arbonne's is it does have both median and average, and you can see that there are differentials in that every single one of the median is in fact lower than the average, which is typical. And you can see that the median annual earnings for consultants is $77, which is 85.3% of the independent consultants in that title. And it does say right below that, this is probably the best one I've seen so far, these earnings do not represent independent consultants' expenses incurred in the operation of their business, like the registration fee, $99, renewal fee, $99, event registration fees, travel, office supplies, insurance premiums, products purchased for business purposes, etc. All right, so she says she's RVP, so she's the top 1.4% of the company, making median $50,000 per year, which is roughly like $24 an hour. And she said, my girls and I. Technically, she is right. Her girls did help her, but she's the only one that's going to make that $50K. I can never thank God for my girls enough for loving and trusting me. Heart. This is truly only the beginning. We've just begun to flourish. Plant emoji. Results are not typical. Refer to earnings.arbonne.com. Okay, good job, girl. This is from 2021, so this is a while ago. But these things are still popping up. And the reason why I still like to include old things is because of the fact that when someone is just starting or is interested in the business, what is going to pop up first for them? What's going to pop up on their page if they're looking at this content? And it's going to be Ladies sis-ters. Next one. I remember talking to God saying, I don't pray you give me money. I pray you give me a way to make money. Insert Arbonne. I hope you can feel my heart when I share. I want this for other mamas who were like me in 2021. Tired, anxious, lonely, lost, searching. Once again, they're just aiming for the vulnerable. It's disgusting, in my opinion. Jesus is the answer to all those things, but I also believe that he dropped Arbonne in my lap. It gave me community and something to work for outside of motherhood. My team and I have been steadily working for nearly 3 years, and we're coming up to the top 2% of this business. I will never take full credit for this. It's a we thing, not a me thing. I try my best to lead from the front and uplift all the women on my team. To God be the glory. So thankful for this opportunity and all it has given me. Okay, top 2% area manager, this is in 2024, so this is very similar, is making median $12,000 a year. Once again, divided by, let's just say, they were working full time. That's not even $6 an hour. Not even $6 buckarchonies an hour. And let's see, what is their comp plan? That rank is incredibly difficult. And ultimately, she's doing that. And I've recently heard it multiple times. All of a sudden, you hear it one time and then you're like, oh, I can't stop hearing it. But I've heard it referred to as the arcade, where you spend all this money on your arcade coins, you win all these tickets, and the tickets get you something that you could have spent very little money on to begin with, and you spent way more on the arcade coins than you did on the actual prize. And this is what it feels like to me. 3 years of her life steadily working for the top 2% so she can make $6 an hour, and it's just her, not all of her, the people underneath her. So to God be the glory. I think, and she says, so thankful for this opportunity and all it's given her. Yeah. No thanks. Is another Arbonne Hun. She has a fizz stick or whatever they call them. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. If he's stirring something in your heart, it's not by accident. He uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things for his kingdom. I don't know if when I envision the kingdom, I don't envision a bunch 99% of people who are working for pennies on the dollar, who are struggling to make ends meet, or at least get anything out of this opportunity, and spending hours away from their family. And although they might physically be with their family, creating content, posting, that often can be a lot. So she writes in her caption, I often wonder how many blessings we miss out on when we try to do things our way. Lately, I felt God tugging on my heart, calling me into something bigger than myself. It's scary, it's uncertain, but I know he doesn't call the equipped. He equips the called. I'm just an ordinary person, but I believe he wants to do something extraordinary through me. We don't get a redo at life. This is it. So I'm choosing to take the leap to trust him fully and to let my life be used for his kingdom. Trusting God's plan. #Arbonne. I did not know God was an Arbonne Hun. Oh my God, this is new information. Oh my gosh, where's his fizz stick at? Oh my goodness. I had no idea that God had his own downline. So good to know. Yeah, no, I absolutely believe that, and this is my own, religious feelings regarding it, but I do absolutely think that, when we try to control so much, I have been a very controlling person my entire life. And through my substance abuse issues and lots of therapy, and also through my spirituality, I've retained one thing, and is that we don't have control over much. There's very little we have control over. And to embrace that and let it be a beautiful thing, and to really trust in God. And with that being said, ultimately, we're looking at a situation in which she's using that methodology, that thought process, to say that she's going to do something extraordinary. it is absolutely extraordinarily insane that you think that it's okay to rip off 99% of the people that you bring into this business. Yeah, and I don't think that Jesus, God, anyone would want you to do that. That is of the Holy Spirit. So, no thank you. So this one, she is not per se an influencer. It says, God told me to say yes to business. I didn't know the how, but I said yes anyway. Her caption reads, I didn't say yes to Arbonne because I had a business plan. I said yes because God made it clear he was inviting me to build something, and I didn't want to delay obedience. Since then, he brought financial increase into our home. He's stretched me in the spirit. He's grown me in confidence, courage, and clarity. And I'm not the same woman I was when I started, and he's just getting started. If your spirit has been stirred, sis, this might be your confirmation. Comment yes or DM me team, and I'll show you how to begin. There's room for you in this move of God. Once again, God doesn't want you to build a pyramid scheme, in my opinion. God wants us to protect the vulnerable. God wants us to not prioritize the sanctity of neighborliness and taking care of those who need taking care of over your own desire to be rich. We don't go into jobs really for any other reason. And the way that most of these are primarily pitched is that you are going to be well off. You are going to be well off, have all these friends, live your best life. The whole obedience thing, that is faith manipulation, I think at its peak when you're saying that there is a nod to, because she didn't want to delay obedience. So by you not jumping on board, you could potentially be delaying your obedience to him. He brought financial increase in your home. He stretched you in the spirit. Once again, I'm going to say once again a lot. Lots of denominations of Christianity believe many things, many different things. One thing that the denomination that I'm a part of believes in is that the devil, evil, does come to us in different ways and can often show up as a way in which you think that it's good, especially when it is delivering things we instantaneously want, such as wealth. And so, yes, God does want us to flourish and does want us to increase our wealth and does want us to be well off. Ultimately, that's when the priority is not on ourselves, but it's on our ability to take care of others. And in my opinion, once again, baby Christian, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but the fact that he's stretched you in the spirit and he's growing you in confidence, courage, and clarity, I don't know, sounds a little, maybe a little, you know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you do. And once again, I'm not super hip to that hop, but it's just another way of looking at it. Let's see. I'm not the same woman I was when I said you're just getting started. If the sis thing, this is new, and it used to be the hun. Hey hun. Hey sis. We are not sisters. Okay, sure, we could be sisters in Christ. We are not sisters. The sis, S-I-S, like, what are you, 5 years old? Like, what are you doing? If your spirit has been stirred, sis, this might be your confirmation. Once again, this one in particular is so manipulative. Does she mean to do it? Probably not. Let's be honest, like, probably not. Probably her upline had something similar that really touched her heart. And so she wanted to post something similar because it touched her heart. And that's really sad. That's really unfortunate. But ultimately, we're reacting to what this individual says. And that is that she is absolutely using this mask of what God would want and that he can do this for you as a mask for her to in turn get higher prestige and more money in this company ultimately. Sorry. That's what it is. That's what it is. Regional Vice President RBP requires them to get $40,000 or qualifying value, and only $250 from their own personal sales. That's insane. It's all about the downline. Wow, this is all about the downline. Wow. That is insane. Okay. She put in the caption for this one, I can't even begin to explain what this means to me, my family, our future, and my Arbonne team. 8 months ago, I chose to pivot in a huge way. Scared to death, but so incredibly hopeful because I felt God so deeply in this decision. And that says a lot considering my relationship with Him the past several years of my life. I've been dealt a lot of shitty cards that question my faith over and over again. So this time, when this opportunity kept presenting itself to me, I jumped in absolute faith, and I knew it was different. And here we are, doing what I felt was the impossible, starting over from scratch, building a huge team of amazing women, the best, loyal customers, changing lives every single day, which led me to closing out the 3rd promotion level in Arbonne, the top 2% of the company in 8 months, and absolute life-changing opportunities for my family and I. Forever grateful 2024. You have changed the game for me. Sky's the limit, baby. Let's go. Let's go. So something I have to say about this is what's interesting to me and what sometimes can really break my heart is that when we are so desperate for an intimate connection with God, I know for a very long time I had asked for help with my alcoholism. I had said, God, please, I don't want to drink anymore. Why do I want to drink all the time? What, like, please, like, I don't want this anymore. And I just kept praying and praying, and there was so much desperation. And I can see how that in a time of pure desperation, if something keeps presenting itself, she doesn't go into detail, but if something seems to be keep coming up, especially how other Arbonnes are using God in a way to, once again, faith manipulate other people, I can definitely see how that would look to her, and you'd want to latch on to it and go, yes, this is my opportunity to get a connection with God. It's unfortunate. Okay, making your goals so big that when they happen, you'll only be able to say, God can. RVPQ, which is, yeah, so she's trying to essentially hit the $40,000 marker, it looks like. Her caption reads, last month, my team and I did $22,000 in sales. Oh, emoji. And while I never been a big numbers girl, this number represents so much. 30 new lives changed forever. Returning customers ordering clean, non-toxic products for themselves and their families. Other moms earning a paycheck from their phone. Rank advancements, growing confidence in themselves. When I first started, I had no clue that God would put it in my heart to lead a team. But if I can tell you one thing, God calls those who are unfit for the job, so when they succeed, He gets all the glory. I've had leaders pour into me when I didn't believe in myself. Please, with the pouring. I am not a cup. You are not a cup. We are not cups. Stop pouring. Whew. I prayed for an opportunity, but was still being hesitant. I finally shifted my focus. If others can do it, I know my God can use me to do the same. And I pray you know God is capable of working in your life too. So here's a new month, new big scary goals, pushing outside of my comfort zone. We're still pushing for region, and I would love to help mentor 3 new independent consultants looking to dive all in and see what's possible with this business. XOXO, the girl who believes in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Heart flower. Hashtag flourish. Hashtag Arbonne. Hashtag live abundantly. Girl, the girl who believes in you even when you don't believe in yourself. You believe in them getting you money. You believe in them being on your downline. You believe in manipulating them. Absolutely not. This is ridiculous. I'm looking for 3 new independent consultants looking to dive all in and see what's possible with this business. Knock it off. You and your little inspo board. Knock it off. Ugh. And I don't know what she has on there. She's got a little Jesus thing. She got prayers. I don't know. But I think she just needs to put some pages of the Holy Bible on there and read them to herself. Because, girl, you are just ripping people off. Ripping them. All of these people who are following you working to help you get to your 22,000, your 40,000, they're spending their hard-earned money, which most likely will go against their measly earnings they get according to the Arbonne income disclosure statement, and mean that they actually were in the negative. Because there was such a big hype and they wanted to hear you shout them out and they wanted to make you happy and they wanted, you to think that they did so good. We are still pushing for region. So you need all those people to push for region. And how much do they get? How much do they make when you get regional vice president? That's right. A lot of them, negative dollars. Because they use your money or they use their money to support you getting to regional vice president. So that you could earn a higher percentage off of the money that they make. Or they use to buy stuff. No, thank you. Please do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. My goal is 6 subscribers. I currently have a big old goose egg. That's okay. That's all right. Goose eggs are cute. They're sexy. All right. It's all right. But I am really hoping to just impact a couple people. Maybe they just like to, like I do, listen to MLM content in their sleep. Maybe they just like to listen to thought-provoking conversations regarding the big old G-O-D. All right. Well, I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching Saved, Not Scammed, where we expose manipulation, uplift the truth, where we always remember Jesus didn't need an upline. So neither do you. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please subscribe. Please tell me what an awful Christian I am in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Give me some Bible verses to read at night so I can save my soul. I appreciate you taking your time. I hope my new audio is fantabulous. Oh. And you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.